Hey, what is up? This is Jake with Exodus, and today we're going through our full 2020 gear lineup. Here at Exodus, everyone's kind of doing their own breakdown. A lot of the stuff is bought. We don't have any sort of corporate relationships with really any of these companies, so just want to get that out there first. And this is some accumulation of gear over the years. Going to go through everything that we kind of plan on using this upcoming year. We're going to start out with the bow, and this is a 2017 Prime Synergy. And I've had really good luck with it. I don't really have any complaints. It's reliable. I like how it shoots, and I feel like anymore bow is just simply preference on how you shoot it and if you like it or not, and if you're confident in it. I feel confident with this bow. The only, I guess, constructive criticism I had on this particular piece of equipment is I thought it was a little bit louder than some of the other bows out there, and I don't know if that's just since it's all aluminum. And so what I did is I went with Firearm, and I got a titanium bolt kit, and what they do is they literally take every screw that they can out, or every bolt out, and replace it with a titanium. And that includes the quiver, everything they can at the sight, and I also got this titanium string stop too. And with those adjustments, I think the bow shoots so much better. It is noticeably quieter, and there's a lot less vibration. And if you're not familiar with Firearm, be sure to check them out. Dorge is extremely brilliant and has really engineered some top quality pieces of equipment for anyone that's serious with archery hunting and wants to get the most out of their bow. So really enjoy shooting it, and I'm excited to use it. And then as far as arrows go, I'm using Day 6 Arrow 300 spine micro diameter. I shot these last year. I like them. Before I was shooting some pretty light arrows, probably 350 grain. I guess with the broadhead be 450. So these are a little bit heavier than that. Kind of diving into the workhorse of my clothing system, if you will. It's the Stratus. I think it's probably the most versatile, and if you had to pick just a handful of pieces from Sitka, I would say the Stratus is one of your better bets. So it has wind stop. It's pretty quiet, and it's warm. So based on how you layer, I can use this pretty much the duration of the season. This came out, I think, 2 years ago, maybe 1 year ago. I can't recall. And this is the improved Stratus jacket here. And same thing, it has engineered holes so you can hear really well. And based on what Sitka has stated, you can hear 4 times further than what you could with the previous Stratus hood. So if you could hear 20 yards with the old hood, you could hear in the same environment 80 yards with this one. So that's obviously more than trivial in my opinion. I think that actually could make a large difference if you are the person that's going to wear the hood. And I guess this has wind stop, and is this warm, reliable, and I really like this. And then when it gets a little bit chillier, I sweat a lot, especially when I'm walking out. And so like if you were to wear a Fanatic jacket out, you would probably melt in my opinion. So I have this in my pack at all times once it gets kind of in November here in Illinois. And if I get a little cold, I'll put this on here. So that kind of system I found to be successful, and the great thing about that, so you have the Stratus underneath it, and then this actually has kind of the kangaroo pouch to keep your hands warm and all the important things right here. You can have a rangefinder right here or whatever else you need. So I've really liked this, and it's not the newest Fanatic vest, but it does the trick, and I really enjoy this. Probably my most kind of out of the box piece that I really like is the Kelvin Light hoodie or jacket, one of the two. There's so many different models. It's Kelvin Light, and it is so packable. It is, the weight to warmth ratio is insane. It is very warm. And sometimes I'll just wear this instead of the Stratus if it's not windy or anything like that. I'll wear this, and then if it gets a little bit chillier, I'll wear the Fanatic vest over that. So a little unconventional probably, but it works, and definitely keeps you comfortable. So in terms of base layers, I have some Sitka pieces. I have some First Light pieces I'll be using. These are the Obsidian pants that I look forward to trying out. One thing, I'd never really had a really warm set of merinos, so I got the warmer set from First Light this year, which I think will really help and keep my system that I have the outer shells in place, and just kind of layer up on the bottom end there. So I think that'll be good. Going into packs, this is new for this upcoming year, and a lot of times with morning hunts or evening hunts, there's really not that much stuff to bring. Sometimes I bring in a camera, sometimes I don't. And I think this will be fantastic for, it's basically a really beefed up hip belt or fanny pack. And it's actually kind of cool, so you can have garments in this little kind of laundry knapsack kind of. They would attach back here, and then should be really solid. So they have two spots for bottles. You could have one for urination and maybe one for water if you wanted. To be honest, a lot of times I don't even bring water out just because you're only going to sit there for 2 or 3 hours, and I try to bring as little out, but sometimes you have to bring that. So I'm excited to use this. It's definitely a run and gun, and I think I think everyone else at Exodus has this too, so it'll be interesting to see how everyone likes it at the end of the year, and we'll do a recap on this. Next thing, this came out last year, and I read a lot of mixed reviews about it, and I was actually a little bit hesitant to buy it. And the reason being is it doesn't necessarily have a form or anything like that, which made me feel maybe I'm going to lose stuff. Is it going to be a pain in the butt putting stuff in here? You know, I didn't know. So I ended up buying it, and it is by far my favorite pack. And it is so quiet. There's no zippers. There's no Velcro. It is just dead silent. And from what I've experienced in the past, it almost seems like the Whitetail backpack has been often just overlooked. And Sitka simply, I think, engineers some of the best equipment for whitetail hunters. And so this was specifically designed for whitetail hunters. It is so dead quiet. I've never lost anything out of it. It sits fine in the tree on a hook or whatever. I haven't lost anything, and it's definitely, if I'm carrying a little bit more out there, my favorite pack. It is just so quiet. And even if you're putting your bow on this too, with other packs, in my experience, has had zippers or those clips hit it. And if you're walking, any sort of noise just absolutely irritates me. So having this on there, and this is so quiet, and I've really had great luck with it. Go into this real quick. This is just a Mystery Ranch vinyl harness running Maven C-Series binoculars, 10x50s, and the 50, which is it's either centimeters or millimeters. I know someone with optic knowledge is going to correct me, but anyways, that extra, instead of a 10x42, that 10x50 gives you a little bit more low light capabilities. And honestly, I've had times where I'm glassing a field before walking in the morning maybe, and there is quite a bit of moonlight. A lot of times you can look in that field and actually see if you see deer, and you can act accordingly. So I've had good luck with that. Really solid optics, no complaints. I know there's a ton of great options out there, but that's simply what I use. I have some, I think, Nikon rangefinders. Some of the tree stand stuff. So like I said, I'm probably the least technical. I'm not the one out here modding things in my garage. I'm not out here just tinkering. I find something that works, and I run a lot of them. So I like to buy multiple of these stands. So number one, they're made in the USA, and I've ran a lot of different mobile stands. These are made in the USA. They're made in Illinois, actually, and they're aluminum cast, so they'll last forever. All you have to do is change the cables. And from what I'm doing here on a lot of pieces of private or permission properties or even public, it's not a situation where I want to leave my stands out year-round, where anyone walking the property can see, oh, this person has stands here. I like to stay as, I guess, discreet as possible. So with that being said, a lot of times I'm hanging these stands and hunting them maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's still a good spot. Even if I didn't get it done that first or second time, I'm not tearing that set down. And so over the years, I've just bought more stands every year, because the last 3 years in November, I'm in a mad dash to buy tree stands. So I just said I'm going to buy these up front, so I'm extremely over prepared. Right here is the Assault, and I like these stands a lot. They're light, they're quiet. A lot of times I do take some hockey tape or something and put these where it might clang together, but I'm not doing like a full stealth strip kit or anything like that, just from what I experienced. I do have one that is a little bit more, and that is one that I use on public land, one that I am actually tearing down and doing every day. So in terms of transporting the sticks, once again, I've read a lot of mixed reviews about the stick quiver from Lone Wolf, and I've had absolutely no issues at all, and I've had great success with this. You just clip them right on the beam here of the stand, and they cinch right down. Haven't had an issue. I see sometimes where people have the sticks pop out or have these pop off. You cinch them down there and do it properly, which they have a tutorial online, I don't think you'll have an issue. So I like that. It's simple. You can put these right in there, all four. So that's how I like to transport these. I have a couple sets of these, and whenever I'm going out to hang a stand and hunt, that's what I use. Real quick too. So harness. I'd be curious to see what kind of harnesses everyone's using out there. There's a handful of options. I don't know if there's a home run option out there, to be completely honest. That's like no-brainer, best safety harness. This is what I've used in the past, is Summit harness. And this August I was hanging stands, and to be completely honest, I did not have one on, and I cut up my hand really bad. I got 11 stitches, and I did not have my harness on. Thankfully I was only 2 sticks high, and basically the strap wasn't all the way on the Versa button, and it came off. And mind you, I already climbed up and down this tree 3 times, so I was like not really concerned in that sense, and fell, cut my hand on a stick. So just be sure to wear your harness, because if I was 4 high, it'd be definitely a different story. And I know it's easy to get a little lackadaisical or careless the more comfortable you get throughout the year. But I would just urge everyone to wear their safety harness. One last thing outside of the garage that I have here, I actually bought a couple Redneck Blinds this year, and I'm really pleased with how they went together and how heavy duty they are. I picked up a parcel where there's not necessarily a lot of solid trees per se, and I think for firearm season it'd be really nice to have friends and family to kind of hunt together. And I actually have one with a sled as well, with the foam floor in there, so I'm excited to check that out. I have a particular way I want to use that this year. Last 2 years we've had a farm where last 2 days of season you can really have a chance to kill one of the large bucks that were hanging around there just from the food sources. And I think with having one really brushed in and monitoring where they're eating, just move that right in there and try to kill them on one of the last 2 days of season, or whenever that cold front is. So we hope you guys enjoy this video gear breakdown. I'm sure there's, like I said, I'm not the most technical, but this is what I use. This is what I've had success with in the past. And I hope you guys have a fantastic season. We'd love to hear kind of what your gear lineup is, and be sure to check out Chad and Cameron's gear breakdown on the channel as well. And we'll be seeing you guys later.